Remember the explosive action of Commando from 1985? That unforgettable ride with Arnold Schwarzenegger still brings back thrilling memories. Today, in 2026, we look back at the cast then and now, after more than 40 years. Back in 1985, when action films ruled the theaters, a young Bill Paxton appeared as the sharp intercept officer in Commando. At just 30 years old, his quick wit and brief but memorable lines added tension and humor to the intense opening scenes. His presence made every moment feel electric and full of promise. Bill Paxton was 61 years old when he passed away in 2017. He left us due to complications from heart surgery, including a stroke. His legacy lives on through countless iconic roles that continue to entertain and inspire fans who cherish those early days of his rising stardom in films like Commando. In the mid-1980s, action cinema was full of high energy, and Chelsea Field brought a bright spark as the Western flight attendant in Commando. At 28 years old, her charming smile and quick appearance in the airport scene added a touch of warmth and lightness to the fast-paced story. She made that brief moment feel lively and unforgettable for audiences.
Chelsea Field is 69 years old in 2026 and continues to enjoy life with her family. Her work in film and television over the decades has left a gentle legacy of grace and talent. Fans still smile when they recall her small but delightful role in Commando that captured hearts back in 1985.
The 1980s brought intense action thrillers, and Drew Snyder portrayed Lawson, one of John Matrix's former team members in Commando. At 39 years old, his serious demeanor and tragic early fate in the film built real tension and showed the high stakes of the mission. His performance added depth to the story's emotional core.
Drew Snyder is 80 years old in 2026. He has stepped back from the spotlight, but his contributions to classic films remain appreciated. The memory of Lawson in Commando endures as a reminder of the loyalty and danger that defined those heroic tales from the past.
1985 was the peak of action movie excitement, and Arnold Schwarzenegger commanded the screen as Colonel John Matrix in Commando. At 38 years old, his powerful presence, raw strength, and one-liners created an unstoppable hero that audiences cheered for. He embodied determination and fatherly love in every explosive scene. Arnold Schwarzenegger is 79 years old in 2026. He remains active in public life, sharing wisdom and staying connected with fans. His iconic role as John Matrix lives on, inspiring generations who still feel the thrill of that heroic journey whenever they revisit Commando. Amid the non-stop action of the 1980s, Rae Dawn Chong shone as Cindy, the resourceful flight attendant turned ally in Commando. At 24 years old, her natural charm, bravery, and chemistry with the lead brought heart and humor to the adventure. She made the partnership feel genuine and uplifting. Rae Dawn Chong is 65 years old in 2026. She has built a long career in acting and directing while keeping a low profile. Cindy's spirited role in Commando continues to bring joy, reminding viewers of the fun and courage that made the films so special. Child stars often stole scenes in 1980s films, and young Alyssa Milano captured hearts as Jenny Matrix, the kidnapped daughter in Commando. At just 12 years old, her innocent vulnerability and brave spirit added real emotional weight to the high-stakes rescue. She made every viewer root for her safe return. Alyssa Milano is 53 years old in 2026. She has grown into a respected actress and advocate for important causes. Jenny Matrix remains a cherished memory for fans who watched her grow up on screen and still feel that protective warmth from the classic Commando story. Villains in 1980s action films were bold and cunning, and Dan Hedaya delivered as General Arias, the ruthless dictator in Commando. At 45 years old, his intense glare and commanding authority created a formidable antagonist that raised the stakes dramatically. He made the threat feel very real and personal. Dan Hedaya is 86 years old in 2026. He has enjoyed a long career with memorable roles across genres. General Arias stands as one of his standout villains, reminding fans of the gripping confrontations that made Commando a timeless action classic. The 1980s loved larger-than-life bad guys, and Vernon Wells embodied pure menace as Captain Bennett in Commando. At 40 years old, his wild look, cold cruelty, and brutal fights made him a terrifying foe. He brought raw intensity that heightened every clash with the hero. Vernon Wells is 80 years old in 2026. He continues to act and remains a favorite among fans of classic action. Captain Bennett's savage role in Commando lives on as a prime example of memorable villainy that still thrills viewers decades later.
In the golden era of 1980s action, James Olson brought authority and wisdom as Major General Franklin Kirby in Commando. At 55 years old, his calm, commanding presence grounded the high-octane story with a sense of military honor and quiet concern. He made the chain of command feel real and trustworthy.
James Olson passed away in 2022 at the age of 91 from natural causes. His distinguished career spanned decades, leaving behind a legacy of strong, memorable performances. Major General Kirby remains a symbol of steady leadership in Commando that fans still admire with deep respect. The villains in 1980s films were larger than life, and David Patrick Kelly delivered a chilling turn as Sully in Commando. At 34 years old, his sly, menacing energy and sharp dialogue created real menace that heightened every confrontation. He made the danger feel personal and unforgettable.
David Patrick Kelly is 75 years old in 2026. He continues to act and create with passion across film and music. Sully's cold, ruthless role in Commando endures as a classic example of villainy that still gives viewers chills and sparks fond memories of the film's intensity.
1985 action demanded tough, imposing figures, and Bill Duke embodied that as Cook, the formidable henchman in Commando. At 42 years old, his towering strength and intense stare added serious threat to the battles. He brought raw power that made every fight scene pulse with excitement. Bill Duke is 83 years old in 2026. He remains a respected figure in acting and directing, with a rich body of work. Cook's imposing presence in Commando lives on as part of his lasting impact, reminding fans of the bold, larger-than-life characters that defined the era. Thanks for watching. If Commando brings back fond memories for you, please like, subscribe, and share your favorite scene in the comments below.